Yeah.
Well, welcome. I'm Perry Wiliams, and this is Hamilton County Sports. Alongside to me today is Noblesville High School basketball coach Brian McCauley. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you, Perry. Appreciate it.
Good seeing you. Good seeing you. Well, basketball's ready to start, right?
It is. It's amazing how fast it goes.
Absolutely, and I know that in the way things are going in today's basketball world or any sporting event, sports now, you know, you basically go year round. I mean, kids are doing something in the game of basketball or they're playing other sports, so athletes stay very busy. Let's talk about, I'd like to talk today about the 2018-19 Noblesville Millers, because there's a lot of familiar faces. You only had one senior last year.
There are. We've got a great group returning. We're excited about it. I know the guys are excited, and we'll be ready to tip it up on Wednesday.
Let's talk a little bit about the Millers, because you got a lot of good players back, and I'm sure you've got some new ones. And I saw you play earlier last year, you know, right at the summer there at Fisher's in a little tournament, and where you played some scrimmages and stuff. So let's talk about that Millers team, because I think it's going to be a good one.
Yeah. You know, last year we had a lot of new faces. They were primarily juniors and sophomores. We had one senior, Ryan Barnes, who did an outstanding job for us. So a lot of inexperience last year, not necessarily young, but inexperienced. So last year those juniors gained and sophomores gained a lot of valuable experience that I think will pay off this year. And now they're seniors, so they're older, they're more mature, and they're more experienced. So I think that's going to pay a lot of dividends for us. We have 10 varsity letter winners from last year returning, so that's a great place to start. We had a tremendous summer, very busy summer, just like everybody is, as you mentioned earlier. And then we had a very productive fall. The IHSA now allowed us to practice 2 times a week for 2 hours each time, and I thought that was productive for us. So I think we're further along now than we were at this time last year, which is a positive thing and something you would expect. It really starts with our seniors. This year we're led by senior varsity letter returner Xavier Hines. Last year he averaged 14 points a game for us and 3 rebounds and 2 assists. So Xavier's done a great job of improving throughout the offseason and improving from a sophomore, junior, and now a senior year, and we expect big things from him. Then we have varsity letter returner Zach Johnson returning. He averaged 10 points for us. Last year he got injured, which has slowed us up just a little bit, but I know he was disappointed with that. But our team grew during that time period, and when he came back, he really provided a lot of momentum for us and a lot of energy. So we're expecting big things from him. He also averaged 3 assists per game and 2 rebounds per game for us last year. Then we have Egan Keever-Hill. Did a great job for us last year of improving. I thought he was a very versatile player for us last year, and we expect that same thing from him again this year with his leadership. Last year he ended up averaging 5 points and 4 rebounds and 2 assists. He was second on our team in assists, and he was first on our team in rebounds. So he did a great job for us.
Keegan looked like he grew a little bit. I saw him not too long ago. He looks like he's getting taller too.
Yeah, I think we have solid size. Yeah. We don't have a guy that's 6'8", 6'9", but we have solid size across the board, and Egan certainly is a part of that. Absolutely. He's 6'3", 6'4", and provides good size for us on the perimeter, as does Xavier and Zach. All 3 of those players are versatile, and I think Xavier and Zach and Egan all can play inside and outside, which is a good weapon for us.
Yeah.
The next guy, senior, is Jordan Schmidt. Jordan did a great job last year, started a lot for us at point guard position, and he's really come on. He's improved his shooting, his ball handling, and his decision making, and he's probably one of our best athletes, tremendous strength and speed. And so that's our 4th senior. Our 5th senior is Jaron Uri. Jaron has athleticism and experience now, so we expect him to continue to improve. And then our 6th senior is Alex Hancock. Adam is his brother. Yeah. Alex Hancock. And Alex is one of the most improved players that I've coached.
Really?
He's 6'5", 6'6" now, and we expect him to really provide some, really solidify our defense for us and be a very good defender, a very good rebounder, and then be opportunistic on the offensive end. Those are our 6 seniors. Our junior class is solid as well.
Yeah.
We have 6 juniors. Starts with Alex Hunt. Alex Hunt's one of our most improved players as well. His size and athleticism, he's really blossomed. A lot of times you see a guy go from their sophomore to junior year and they go through a physical change, and Alex has done that. Alex is athletic, he is skilled, and we're expecting important things from him and big things from him. That's Alex Hunt. And then Jordan Gaddis is another player that comes off the bench for us and did a great job last year. At the end of the season, when his number was called, he was ready. Brendan Fisher also started for us at the end of last season. He's an outstanding shooter, smart basketball player. Those three with Trenton Reed, Keegan Smith, and Levi Calvin are our juniors. So that rounds out our senior and junior class, and really proud of those guys for their improvement, and hopefully we can build on last year to make a successful season this year. We have some sophomores sprinkled in there. Evan Wilson is a sophomore that saw some varsity minutes last year, and then we also have a couple freshmen. One freshman move in that we're excited about that has some talent with, and his name is Parker Davis, and so we're excited about maybe what the potential that he has as well. So that's our group, and our schedule is going to be very challenging, and it's really going to test that group.
You know, Coach McCauley, one thing about it, this is your third season here, right? Is that correct?
Fifth. It flies, doesn't it?
Oh my gosh. It didn't seem that long, but I mean, you're getting acclimated to this program and getting it to your program. You're basically, this is your program now. I know you work very, very hard with the younger, you know, you stay very, very close with our younger teams, our middle school and our elementary school, and you have a lot of good people that help you with that.
Outstanding people.
That's very, very beneficial for you as a coach to know what that program and what the philosophy you have.
It is. I'm very, very fortunate, very blessed to have outstanding people around me, and that's awesome. It starts with our administration. Our administration here at the high school is very supportive, and they want us to succeed, and they do everything they can to help us succeed, and I'm very thankful for that. I'm very thankful for my assistant coaches, and all the way down from our feeder program, grades 3, 4, 5, and 6, to our middle school, to our high school. Our Miller Basketball Academy, directed by Kevin Alt. He was Indiana Mr. Basketball in 1996, played for Steve Alford at Southwest Missouri State. He's our director of the Miller Basketball Academy, and I really just love him. He does a tremendous job of teaching and organizing and leading grades 3, 4, 5, and 6, and helping those coaches understand what we would like for them to teach their sons and their teams. Also, he's assisted by Jeff Haley. Jeff Haley is an outstanding coach, and actually he's my JV head coach as well.
Oh, okay.
So Jeff has a great, solid basketball background, and excited that he's a part of our staff and our program. And then we move into our middle school, and I have a tremendous middle school coaching staff at East Middle School and West Middle School. We have Josh Pearson and Doug Vinton at East, along with Rob Fields and Colin Emmert. Those are outstanding 4 guys. And we've got Rich Champion and David Geiselhart, Stephen Harmus, and John Cooper at West. And they just do a tremendous job in helping at camp and helping in the summer, and then coaching their group during the winter. And then our varsity staff here at the high school is outstanding. AJ Riggs and Nate Hendrickson lead our 9th grade group, and those are just outstanding guys. I'm so thrilled to have them a part of it. And then our JVs, as I mentioned, is led by AJ Riggs, and then our varsity staff is really, I'm excited about them. I coached Patrick Hopkins at Kokomo High School. He was an All-American at Indiana Wesleyan University. He's been the head coach at Northfield High School the past 4 years. Now he's one of our assistants. I have Coach Basil Malby on our staff. He's an Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame guy. And
pretty well everybody knows who he
is.
Coach
Malby is well known, and he's a strong personality, and he does a great job of adding some things here and there that helps our program, I believe. So Coach Malby, Patrick Hopkins. I have another varsity assistant, Javis Mason, who is a teacher here at the high school, and love having him around, and he does a great job of relationships with the players. As I mentioned a couple times, Jeff Haley, and then that's just a great group. That's a great group. I think I rounded it out right there. We have volunteer assistant Grant Goodman. He runs our Young Life here at the high school.
Sure.
And he's great to have around, very positive and great with just building relationships. And then we just have a great support staff. You know, Pete Dewar, our athletic trainer, does a tremendous job. Coach Brian Clark and Coach Jeremy Raymer as our strength conditioning coaches. So it takes a lot of people to have a successful program, as you mentioned and tipped me off earlier. So I wanted to recognize those people.
Oh, absolutely, because they're an important part. A lot of times you hear the good and the bad and everything, but you're not able sometimes to give those assistants the credit that they truly deserve, because they are definitely the backbone of. I was taught many years ago when I was young that you're only as good as the people you surround yourself with. And, you know, of course, with Basil on your side, you know, he's legendary. His basketball knowledge, you couldn't probably put it in a bottle, could you? There's just there's so much information there, and it's always good to be able to go to him and be able to talk to him. So it sounds very, very exciting. You got Shortridge coming up here, and then you go on the road with Columbus East. I was looking at the schedule this morning. What we got, 15, 16 home games. So, you know, the fans are going to be able to. And I think, you know, with seeing you earlier in the summer, and this team and you were talking about are so versatile. They can get up and down the floor if need be.
They can. I think that to be a successful team, you have to be a very good defensive team, I think. You know, you look at Carmel last year, you look at Warren Central, two teams that played in the state championship game, and we played both of those teams last year, and both of them were very good defensive teams. I think it starts on the defensive end, and that's something certainly we're trying to emphasize and improve in. And rebounding is always a big key to the game. And then offensively, you have to be able to play at various speeds. There's times where you have to be able to fast break and look for high percentage shots and great opportunities. But there's also times where the game slows down and you really have to be methodical and intentional with what you're doing offensively. So I think good teams can play fast, they can play methodical, they can play how the game is being dictated.
Absolutely.
And I remember last year, our very first possession of Warren Central. Warren Central was an outstanding team, great athleticism, obviously perfect last year with their record. And I remember the first possession of our game, they probably took about a minute and a half. And they understood that in order to get a great shot, sometimes you really have to be very precise on offense. But then at times, you know, obviously they're going to be able to play fast as well. When they played New Albany in the semi-state, they were really able to speed the game up at times when they needed to. So I think that's be a big key for us. You mentioned we do have 17 home games. So that's outstanding. There's no better place to play than at the Mill.
You're right about that.
It's a great venue, great shooting background, great fans, great environment and atmosphere, tremendous floor, great rims. We got new lighting this year, so it's just a wonderful place to play. We're lucky to host a sectional there, one of only 16 high schools to host a sectional in the state of Indiana. So we're really lucky there. This year it's held at Carmel, but
which is another great facility. I mean,
great facility with Eric Clark Activity Center there, and so it's exciting. We open up with Shortridge on Wednesday, as you mentioned. They have a new coach, but he coached at Irvington Prep last year, Coach Strange. So we expect them to be solid and a great challenge for us. Then our Columbus East game has been moved.
Oh, okay.
I know they lost last night.
Okay.
However, I think they have several football players that play basketball.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So I think it would be tight for them to get their practices in. So we're going to move that game.
Oh, okay.
So we haven't determined that date yet. Okay. But we will.
But you'll let us know so we can put it out there. But so we'll have an open date there in the beginning. Yeah.
As of right now, that Saturday after Thanksgiving, so a week from today, is open.
Okay.
However, we may see what we can do. But right now, the Columbus East game has been postponed.
Okay. All right. I appreciate that. Thanks for that information, Coach. Coach, I appreciate you taking time out to talk to me, because I know this is a very, very busy time for you, and we at Hamilton County TV always appreciate you taking your time out and talking with us and informing the fans. That's what it's all about on the Noblesville Millers 2018-19. 5 years?
5 years. 5
Golly.
years. Before we leave, I just want to tell you thank you, Perry, for all that you do for
I appreciate
Hamilton County sports. across the board, fall, winter, spring season. You put in a lot of time. I know you love it. I know you do it because you enjoy it. You do it to be positive for the student athletes and for our community. So thank you for all that. It's awesome.
Appreciate that.
It's a lot of fun for them to see them and their parents to be able to see themselves on television.
You know, the one good thing about that I think is probably the most rewarding is when parents come up and say, you know, my mom and dad gets to watch this, grandparents get to watch it, uncles and aunts away. That's very rewarding. But like, you know, as you talked about your staff, I mean, I'm just the face that gets to broadcast and do all these fun things. But you know, Jim Wofford, the owner of Hamilton County TV and Logan Street Signs and Noblesville Trophies, I mean, he is fantastic, and he works very hard. And as you well know, the last 5 years, we continue to get better in our broadcasting and the things we do. So I appreciate it, Coach. Thanks a lot.
Thank you,
Good luck
Perry.
for the season. I'm sure we'll be seeing you.
It's awesome. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.